What is up? We got Georgia. We got game. We got a whole lot of cockfighting going on, and we're here for all of it. We'll give you the breakdown of the official prediction of this game and many others here on Locked On Bulldogs.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, everybody? I am Daniel. He is Clint. We are the Locked On Bulldogs podcast, and you are fantastic for being here today. Thank you so much for being here, whether you're listening on audio, whether you're watching on YouTube. If you are tuning in on either of those platforms, just go ahead and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Leave us a rating and review. Drop us a comment. Whatever the app allows you to do, we would appreciate it. But mostly, we're just glad that you're here to interact and to take in the official predictions. This is what's actually going to happen on Saturday. So a lot of people are speculating about what's going to happen on Saturday. Clint and I are here to tell you what's really going to happen on Saturday.
There it is.
Because that's the kind of thing that we do. We're also going to give out some locks. And so if you like acquiring money, maybe you want to follow our picks. Because
the boys went 7-2 last week, Daniel.
That's fairly good. I think that's a profitable week. Hold on, let me check the account. Yes, that's a profitable week. That's what we did last week. Good. So stay tuned for that. That's segments 2 and 3. But first, let's talk about this Georgia game, Clint. And I believe I'll go first because you went first last week. And so let me just lay out a score prediction.
Are we just getting right into it? There is no warm-up to this man. There is no chill. He don't care. He coming out here just straight shooting. I love it. Give it to us, Daniel.
It's college football season. This is a noon kick. We don't have time to chill. You have to get up ready to go. Okay, so the spread in this game is 24.5, and the over-under is 55. I'll just tell you right now, I got 2 locks in this game. I got a 2-for-1 special in this game. So, final score prediction. I believe Georgia gives up its first touchdown of the season in this game. I believe that just like I don't have any chill, I believe Todd Monk is not going to have any chill when it comes to this game. I believe that Georgia is going to come out hot. I believe that the injuries to South Carolina's defense are going to be significant to some, and
substantial.
By some, I mean Shane Beamer and company. And I believe that there is no stopping this Georgia offense. I think that Kirby can call his number here. And so I think Georgia scores 45 points in this game. And I think Georgia gives up 13 points in this game. 45-13. And so I am locking up Georgia minus 24.5. I love it. I love that number. It's not too many points. Don't overthink it. Just bet it. And I am locking up the over 55 in this game, Clint. What say you?
Ooh. All right, I got 2 locks as well, Daniel.
Okay.
Lock number 1. Give me those points. I don't take them, South Carolina. Take them. I don't care if you have them.
You're just going to lay them right out.
Put them right there.
Like a fitted sheet. Like a fitted sheet. You just lay it right out.
Because you ain't folding it. All you can do is lay it out there. That's all you got to do.
Yep.
But Daniel, I have the second lock. Okay. First half point over. Do you know what the first half total is? 28.5. Daniel?
Okay. Georgia can cover that by themselves.
Georgia is going to cover that by themselves. Thank you. Georgia's going to get at least 28.5 points. We might be at 30 come halftime against this South Carolina defense because there's no way they're stopping Todd and Stet and Kendall getting a full lather going. A.D. Mitchell rumored to maybe going. He's not going, but let's just play the game. Rumored he's going. He's not. Guys, please stop it right now. He's not going to play. And that's fine because we don't need him.
We fine. We gonna be good.
Fine. Daniel,
Clint,
the score of this game. Give the people a
number. Give the people a number. They need a number. They need a number. I need it.
40-10. Daniel.
40-10.
40-10. So I am on the under on the point total of this game.
But you're not locking that up.
No. I am not locking up because I think you're right. I think Todd could get just full of himself and just not be able to stop the Goliath that is our offense and
but
go
you're
tumbling
on
down.
And this is not a bad projection of what could happen. I don't see it this way, but you're on the Georgia comes out guns blazing, and then it's just Carson Beck coast to the finish line, run out the clock type of situation.
Stetson Bennett has not thrown a pass in the fourth quarter all year, and I think that trend continues, Daniel.
100%. I think Carson Beck gets 2 touchdowns in this game. So I'm going to say all gas, no brakes for Georgia. We get out of there comfortably with the win, but I'm going with the over.
Just give me Spurrier shaking his head again up in the box. Just give me
Spurrier. 1 will not be present. 2 will not be sober. 3 may not be conscious during this game.
Which, by the way, that is his daily schedule.
That's
not present, not sober, not conscious any longer.
Is Urban Meyer on a yacht somewhere? Is Steve Spurrier underwater somewhere?
I don't know if those two things, I can't say for certain those two things aren't happening at the same time.
We can't confirm or deny any of these accusations. No.
That's our score prediction. Dan's got 45-13. I got 40-10. We go handle business against
That's right.
The Fighting Chickens over at South Carolina. Right. Get out of town. We're going to come back after this. We're going to give you more locks for this entire week. But first, I want to let you know about BetOnline. BetOnline is your sports book experts. They have everything you need to do these exact things we're talking about, which is
go there.
Wager money to get money based upon these locks. And if you take what Daniel and I have just supposed to you, in this game, as well as games to come, you're going to come out a winner like you have every single week so far. BetOnline, the official sports book experts of Locked On Bulldogs and Locked On Podcasts everywhere. Get over there. They're safe. They're reliable. They handle all the lines, over-unders. If you can still find Stet for Heisman odds, go get it. Because
find it. Yeah,
I know you're not going to find
it. They took that right down.
I know they took it right down. Your boy found it after week 1, still up there, still pretty hefty. It wasn't the 18-1 that it went down to. It's not even the 12-1 it went down to. It was higher than that. BetOnline, your sports book experts. So, Daniel, let's keep talking here.
Let's keep rolling.
We got locks to give out. We got games to predict. And I'm going to come out of the gate, Daniel, and tell you one that, truth be told, truth be told, Daniel, there are a lot more lines I like this week than I did last week.
Okay. And you did pretty well last week.
I did fine last week. Okay. But I think there's even more this week. I'm going to go to one that I have a season bet total on between you and I. And this has everything to do with, I think the opponent got lucky last week. I think the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers are actually a pretty dang good scoring team. Daniel, they're playing Indiana. Indiana don't have nobody to play. That was a weird game against Illinois. There was some funky plays that happened, but I'm getting 6.5 for the Hilltoppers. I think it could go to 7, but I don't actually think. I think it's going to be bet down to 6. So give me 6 and the hook for Western Kentucky. I love that 6.5 number, Daniel.
I don't have anything on this game, but there are 2 things I like in this game. I like the over. Right now, I think it's at 62. I like the over in that game. And I would sprinkle a little bit on that money line.
Money line.
I see like plus 190 for Western Kentucky. I think Western Kentucky might go in there and win this game. So obviously, I got
Western Kentucky in a bet you and I have for season win totals. And I think 8 and 9, now 9 games. They take this one. 9 games is over, almost a certainty for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm going to go Friday night. This podcast is coming out on Thursday, and so want to make sure I get this out early for the people so that you have time to wager. Let's go to Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville. Got to get back in the throat.
That's right back. Louisville. And Scott Satterfield is bad at coaching football. He about to go. He gone.
We're going to have 3 coaches fired within the first month.
Since when was Mike Norvell a better coach than anyone he was lined up against?
Let that sink in for 2 seconds.
Yet, here we are, Florida State and Louisville. Give me Florida State in this game. Listen, I have no idea why they're catching less than a field goal or why they're laying less than a field goal here. They're not catching. I know it's on the road.
Sure.
It's actually a pretty decent stadium up there in Louisville, but I don't like Louisville's team. Malik Willis is that his name? I think he's a very talented player. They have a quarterback, but I think Scott Satterfield's system, I think this whole Louisville team, they went and got blown out week 1 against Syracuse.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Florida State's a more talented team. I actually think they have an offensive line. I actually think they have a run game. And I think Jordan Travis has proven himself to be a more than serviceable quarterback at this point. So Mike Norvell,
he's fine,
actually has some offensive components with which to do some of that Memphis type stuff that he was brought over here to do at Florida State. And so I like Florida State to win this game easily. So that means if I'm going to lay 2.5, I'm going to love to do that. So give me Florida State minus 2.5 for my first lock.
Love that bet as well. I think you're on the right side of that. That's the right team in that. And the fact that it's only close to a field goal, Daniel, should tell you everything that you need to know about Louisville right there. Because Florida State, I mean, yikers, y'all. I'm going to give out a very quick one. And let me just give you what Army was to me about 4 years ago, that I rode them to a profitable year. I have a new one, but it's not in the beneficial way that Army I rooted for. I'm rooting against this team.
This is a fade. This is a hard fade.
If I can get any point total in which the Iowa Hawkeyes are playing a game, I'm taking the under every single time. They are bad at footballing. Kurt Ferentz don't care about points. Pat Narduzzi has never seen a punt he didn't like, and Kurt Ferentz has upped him at every stage of the game offensively.
My man's punting on 3rd down at some point this year. He will punt on 3rd down.
Guarantee you that will happen at some point. He'll get bat in that Bo Nix, muddle huddle type deal.
Yep.
The quick kick is going to happen. The point total is 40 against Nevada Wolfpack. Now, Nevada's not a good team. Iowa can play some D, as they always do. This is the same team.
It's a great defense.
It's a great defense. Nevada might not score in this game.
Yes.
Legitimately. Iowa's not putting 40 up. Daniel? The point total is 40. Give me Iowa and Nevada total under 40.
There's part of me that almost took the over in this game. I'm not going to fight you like I did last week. Last week we did get into a fight. I did win it.
You did.
But I'm not going to fight you this week. But there was part of me that almost took the over only because I feel like, what do you always bet in college football? Number one, you always bet chaos in college football. Well, there's no chaos to be had in this game. They're both awful teams. But number two, you always bet contrarian in college football. You always bet against the narrative.
Public.
And listen, the narrative is Iowa cannot score any points.
Yeah, I know.
But I agree with you. I don't think Nevada's any good. And so I legitimately think they might get 3 points in this game.
Maybe.
3 to 6 points. And yeah, Iowa ain't scoring no 35 points in this game.
No.
So yeah, give me, I'm not taking it, but I'm also not going against you. I got one more until we'll go to break here. I'm going to save my 2 SEC locks for segment 3. So I have 2 locks involving SEC teams. If you're a loyal third segment listener, you'll come back and hear them. But
I got 2 locks as well, Daniel, for SEC.
I'm going to go out to the Pac-12 here.
Here we go. You and I have the same 3 bets to finish off this podcast.
I'm going to talk directly to executive producer intern Michael. Do the right thing. Everybody knows what the right thing is. Mel Tucker and Michigan State, heck of a story, heck of a coach, heck of a guy.
Heck of a guy.
Kirby Smart coaching tree. Kirby's never lost to a former assistant because what kind of a disgustingly awful has-been over-the-hill coach would he have to have been to have lost to a former assistant? Never happened, never will. Mel Tucker is going out to Seattle for this game. And if you've never been out to Seattle and seen a college football game, it's a pretty tough place to play.
It's real tough, y'all.
They get into it up there in Seattle.
We're not being fictitious on like normally we poo-poo the Pac-12.
We're not making
legitimately
fun here.
Saying right now Washington
to
Huskies show up to cheer on their team.
Also, Washington's got a new coach this year, and he actually allows them, unlike Kurt Ferentz, to play offense. Washington, for the last couple of years, has had the worst offense in the Power Five. Like, the worst offense maybe in all of college football. But they've got a new coach in there. They've got some players, and they're able to actually now move the ball. I know they haven't played any competition yet, but just what you've seen out of Washington so far, tells you they've got the pieces on the defense. The defense is fine. What they needed was to be able to score points. They can do that now. Give me Washington -3 at home against Michigan State, and you just lay that, and you don't even hesitate. You feel great about it the whole time.
Okay.
Washington's beating Michigan State badly in this game.
I'm not going to give this game out because you just gave it out. I want to give the people some more breadth, Daniel, of games. Okay. That is the correct pick in that game. I have it bet. I'm not giving it as a lock right here because I want to give you another game. And this, again, talk about contrarian all the way through, Daniel, of a narrative of the season. The Fighting Irish are winning a game very soon. This weekend, as a matter of fact, as they go out to Cal. And I think they're going to exercise some demons as they do.
I hope they win a game.
I hope they win a game. They got a defense. Daniel, Notre Dame's problem is not on the defensive side of the ball. Again, just like Washington, just like other teams, they got a defense that can play. They always do. I know the quarterback is hurt, but Cal can't score no points already. Cal's a bad offensive team, has been for quite some time.
I believe Mark Fox is still the football coach out there at Cal. That's what we're dealing with.
Ooh. Okay.
He's not, but.
I know. Bad offense against a really good defense is going to make scoring a very, very hard problem. I think Notre Dame is going to be gutting out a win here, Daniel. I think they're going to be field position, punting, stopping them, getting field goals, getting a touchdown here and there. The spread is 11 points. Yeah, if I get a touchdown and a field goal.
You said gutting out a win. Are you going to lay 11?
I'm laying 11, Daniel. I'm laying 11. They're going to gut out a win.
I don't know how you can look at Notre Dame and lay 11. Right?
I know. Daniel, I know. But I'm taking the Fighting Irish, giving the 11 points to Cal.
I know you know this. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Okay.
But Tommy Rees might be the worst offensive coordinator in all of college football for Notre Dame. He is the James Coley of 2022. It's
not great.
Awful.
But see, I think they'll be fine even with a horrible offensive play calling, Daniel. I think the talent level is that much better, and I think I really do as well. We're going to come back after this, give you a few more locks to end the episode.
All right, Clint, I teased 2 SEC picks, and so I'm going to start with probably the biggest SEC game of the weekend, even Georgia-South Carolina conference game, but Auburn, Penn State. Let's go to Auburn, Alabama. This is a tricky game because who knows what to think about Auburn this year. They barely squeaked out a win last week against a Group of 5 school.
And it took the fourth quarter. When you say barely squeak out, like that first half, Auburn was the lesser team in that first half, Daniel.
The game was in the balance, okay?
Yeah.
Now, that being said, ask Texas A&M and Notre Dame if they would have liked to have barely squeaked out a win against a Group of 5 school. So
that's interesting.
They did win the game at the end of the day. So there is that. Then you have Penn State. They have a true freshman quarterback that's really good. Guess where he lives? He lives on the bench.
Okay.
Because Sean Clifford is the starting quarterback because he's been there for 100 years. I'm sorry, Georgia fans, have you seen this movie before?
Stop.
I'm just giving our fans something to relate to.
Stop. You're feeding the trolls is what you're doing right now, Daniel.
5th year, 6th year senior, can't get it done, but it can't be replaced because he's a beloved figure in the program.
Can you give out the pick now?
Yeah. Auburn plus 3.5. Auburn, I think, is going to win this game on the field. But if I can catch 3 and a hook, give me Auburn plus 3.5.
I'm not going to change my picks for these last 2. I think you and I have these last 2 games. I don't know if we have the right pick, but on this pick, you and I are in complete agreement. Mm-hmm. Double this up. The game, I have a feeling that this is going to be the ascent of Harsin, so much so that the boosters can't do crap to him all the rest of his tenure at Auburn. This might start something here, Daniel. Penn State is not... Franklin, not a good coach. Penn State, not a good talent team. To your point, they have very talented players that have chosen to play there because of tradition and all that who aren't playing because of Franklin being a bad coach. So Auburn has everything to play for. They got this 2-quarterback system, maybe here and there, rumors, yada, 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 all this stuff. But I think their defense, they got talent for days, Daniel.
Yep.
And Penn State does not. So yeah, 3 in the hook is a beautiful, beautiful number. Give me that all day long. And let's go to the last SEC game. Is it Ole Miss and Georgia Tech? Is that where you're going?
It is not, but I'd love to hear what you think about Ole Miss and Georgia Tech. Please.
Ole Miss has a chance.
I really wanted you to take Georgia Tech and any number of points in this game. Please.
Ole Miss has a chance of being second, or
what's a number that comes before second?
Or finish first over in the West, Daniel.
Yep. Well,
I'm not trying to troll. This is not me riling up Bama. This is me looking at the product on the field and saying Lane Kiffin's got the right kids going at the right time, and Bama does not, and A&M does not, and Ole Miss giving 16 to the Yellow Jackets. 16 points is nothing against this team.
They'll have that covered after the first quarter.
Give me Ole Miss minus 16. Because Lane, if there's no chill coach in all of
gas. All gas.
It's Lane Kiffin.
All gas. Okay. I don't hate that pick. In fact, I love that pick. I'm going to go to the marquee game of the weekend, Vanderbilt, Northern Illinois.
Wow. You're a brave soul.
All right. This is now 3 times this year that I bet on Vanderbilt. Fool me once, fool me twice. I'm actually 1-1 betting on Vanderbilt. Okay. I had them covering against Hawaii. They did that easily. I had them covering last week against Wake Forest. I made that bet before Sam Hartman was announced coming back. They never had a chance to cover in that game. No. If I knew Sam Hartman was playing, I would not have bet them to cover in that game. So I'm going back to the well. I said before the season, Vanderbilt's winning this game, and I'm not backing off on that now. Northern Illinois was a good team last year.
Is it last year still, Daniel?
It's not still last year.
That's interesting.
Bama's not reloading anymore. They, in fact, have the most talented roster that they've ever had in
compiled
the history of the program. It's not last year. Northern Illinois is not any good, and this is Vanderbilt's last winnable game of the season.
And then they're done.
To say they need this win is the understatement of the decade. Clark Lee knows it.
Greatest job in America.
They have to win this game. They're going to win this game.
By how much?
It doesn't matter. They're catching 3, Clint.
Interesting. Hold on a second.
So if I think they're going to win the game and they're catching 3, then yeah, give me Vandy plus 3 and just sprinkle a little bit on it.
This has been Locked On Bulldogs. The official game predictions as well as other locks. Get into the action. We will see you guys tomorrow.
See ya.